Ever since Epic Games released the Simpsons miniseason, Fortnite has been a completely different game, in a good way. And a big part of this is thanks to the 80-player format and a smaller map, ensuring that games don't become dead and stale. But will Fortnite stay like it is now? If it does, what will it be like, and if it doesn't, what will it be like? And what can it do to bring in and bring back more players like it has this season? Let's start somewhere simple, shall we? Will competitive Fortnite, and really just Fortnite in general, stay how it is right now with the 80-player format? Well, to put it quite simply, no, it won't. Recently, it's been discovered in one way or another that the Chapter 7 map will be indeed the regular size and it will be a 100-player format. So get ready for long dead games. Or wait, will they actually be dead? Will we actually be going back to the 27-minute heal-offs? We'll talk about that later on. Now, if you're on the competitive side of Fortnite like I am, then really only this next thing I'm going to talk about will seem boring to you, but I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way early so we don't have to worry about it later on. So one of the things that's coming in Chapter 7 is the Rift-apalooza game mode. Now, this will probably just be another non-battle royale mode that Fortnite adds, similar to Blitz Royale or Ballistic. If you didn't know, that's still a thing, but of course Fortnite hasn't taken it out yet, so clearly a lot of people enjoy it. And so really the only main thing we know about the Rift-apalooza game mode is that they have drivable reboot vans. What this will look like or be like for Fortnite, I have no clue. Hopefully this doesn't kill Fortnite, but of course previous game modes that Fortnite has released haven't either, so we're assuming it's not going to kill Fortnite. Alright, now some more interesting stuff that'll be changing in Fortnite. So a redesigned UI, or user interface. Now, we don't know exactly what this will look like, but I don't think a change like this can make or break a game, and if it does, then I don't know what to say. Maybe I'll just stop talking at that point. What'd be some good ideas for a new UI? No clue. I don't see any problems with it right now. Maybe it'll help some players feel like the game's more fresh, but I don't have a problem with it. Now, if you're watching this after the new UI has been released, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Now, another thing that seems to be a problem still in Fortnite are the robots. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily the interactable NPCs, but the robots that are actual players. Fortnite's way of fixing this is to have a new solo and a bots mode. Now, I'm assuming, and I guess kind of hoping, that the difference between the two is that one just has robots and real players, and the other has just real players. Now, if this is the case, I know there are a lot of people who would benefit greatly from this because there are, honestly, probably too many robots in games. Now, I don't know if it'll remove the interactable NPCs from the non-bots mode, especially since that seems like it'd be a change that wouldn't benefit players as much as just removing the bots from normal player mode. Now here's some changes that Fortnite definitely needs to make in the coming seasons. Now, since the smaller map 80-player format won't remain in Chapter 7, as previously mentioned, Fortnite needs to make sure that games don't become dead and stale. They've got to find a way to ensure that games aren't like they were in the last two chapters. The Simpsons season wasn't perfect. In fact, in my opinion, it was kind of too small of a map, and the players were too crammed together. But it was definitely better than the map being way too big. Finding a way to keep games action-packed is crucial to making sure that Fortnite does not fall off, similar to before the Simpsons mini-season. Another thing that would benefit, especially the competitive side of Fortnite, would be to keep the victory cups in. For the past couple of seasons, there haven't been any victory cash cups. However, the Simpsons mini-season, there have been 3 different types of victory cash cups. Squad's victory cash cups, Duo's victory cash cups, and the Solo series victory cash cups. This is good because no matter your squad size, you're able to play in a victory cash cup. Literally everyone that plays Fortnite enjoys the victory cups and no one has anything against them. This ensures that Fortnite has a fun competitive scene that encourages many players to play, whether it be because of the money on the line or just the format of the tournament. I think the biggest part in making tournaments like they were before would be to 1. Have victory cups for the purpose of real tournament experience for all players, and also just the fact that most players will get their first earnings from a victory cup is so real that Fortnite keeping this in ensures that players who want to get their first earnings have a good reason to stay with the game. And number 2, having the right loot pool in place. This makes sure that most players don't get the feeling that some weapons are almost cheat codes that are technically not cheating. That's played a big role in this season being a lot of fun and honestly just way more fair for all players. Players who are good are rewarded fairly for being good, while players who aren't good at the game, or just decent, still aren't at too big of a disadvantage. And like I said, there's absolutely zero reason that Epic Games should let Fortnite be like it was in the last couple chapters, where games are dead and sometimes go to 20 plus minutes. Fortnite has already brought so many players back for a specific reason. That reason being that games aren't just a stalemate. And if Epic Games messes that up, it can mess up Fortnite seasons in the future. And did you know that actually happened once? Fortnite almost got completely killed. And you may have been there when it happened. And in this video right here, I break it all down.